When I think of winter landscape paintings, I think of people like Cuno Amiet, who's a Swiss painter who died in the 60s, and look at the scale of this. And he just really played, he painted so many, thousands I think of paintings, but look at how he plays with this idea of what a winter landscape looks like. And look at it's moonlit, it takes on this really dark value, the simplicity of some of them. Some of them are a lot more complicated and filled, but he really plays with it, and that's kind of why I hope you approach tomorrow, that there is no right or wrong. And even this one, the footprints in the snow, there's no right or wrong. I just want to show you some great examples of winter landscapes. Obviously, Monet is well known for beautiful, and you'll note that the snow is not really usually white for the people that are painting out in real life. The light kind of I don't know if fracture is the word, but the light scatters in the blue spectrum when it hits snow. So it actually is more blue sometimes than white, and it can appear yellow, it can appear all sorts of things based on the light around it, the objects around it, so we can really play with that. Hokusai did a bunch of beautiful, playful snow. Maybe you were going to have more line-centric, maybe you're going to be very graphic, maybe you're going to be very painterly. If you've never painted before, this is a great first subject, because you can really simplify and make something really beautiful. Or if you've some experience, you can really go crazy. Horace Pippin is another beautiful snowy landscapes here. So lovely. And always kind of a story in them. The footprints is such a great thing. The pattern of the footprints, the pattern of the tree. Just snow really presents a really cool way to have a lot of contrast. This is Eyvind Earle. He was a Disney animator back in the day when they actually hand painted stuff, and his snow paintings are so wonderful. You know, very pop art feel to them, very graphic. Yeah, very cinematic. So these might also inspire you to approach your paintings of snow in a very contrasted, high contrast way, like really white, and icy blues and really darks. Also, Edvard Munch did some really beautiful snow paintings. I love this one with the trees. I just think it's amazing. So maybe if you're going to plan ahead for tomorrow, you want to just think about what your subject matter would be. You should definitely bring in an image. Maybe it's a place, maybe it's a memory, and think of the ways that you can paint that. Alex Cat is another great simplifier. He zooms in on the landscape more than some of the others, but there's no right or wrong definition of a landscape. I would just say it's either in the, in a natural setting, in a urban setting. It could be really anything, as long as the subject is kind of what's out there in the world. But this is a landscape, even though it's very zoomed in on. And again, you can be super graphic, super, take advantage of the black and the white. Lois Dodd paints up in Maine, and she just paints like in her surrounding area, and kind of repeatedly and religiously focuses on the same subjects. So she gets to really explore it. It's kind of like Monet's haystack. She's constantly painting this world, and the repetition of that forces you to really get creative. And look at this. I mean, it's so beautiful. There's so many ways to approach this. It's going to be really fun to play with all the whites and all of the color and everything tomorrow. Peter Doig is a British painter, and look at the pink snow. I like that. Who often puts his figures, and they're often kind of isolated figures in snow. I love this idea of painting the snowflakes in the extreme foreground. We could talk about how you could do that. Yeah, tomorrow we'll talk about that, like is the snow in the foreground? How are you going to zoom in, zoom out? Is your snow at night or in the day? And how you want to approach it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I bet there'll be some really beautiful paintings made. And again, no matter what your experience, you could make the most simple painting the most complex, and we will make it work. I'm excited to paint with you all tomorrow. Okay, thanks, bye.